Hello, Blue Valley community. This is Tonya Merrigan. I'm the proud superintendent of the Blue Valley School District, and I am here today for the very first podcast of the 2022-2023 school year. And I have with me three rockstar principals who are going to share a little bit about how we have gotten off this school year, as well as how we go about building a positive school culture. So I'm going to go around and ask them to introduce themselves and tell you a little bit about how long they've been in the district and what building they are in. So we will start with Miss Jenny Hayes.
Hi, I am Jenny Hayes. I have been in Blue Valley for 17 years. Hard to believe it's gone that fast. I started by teaching sixth grade at Overland Trail Middle School, and then I got the opportunity to be the administrative intern at Aubrey Bend Middle, then got to go hang out at Pleasant Ridge for a little bit, and then I went to Prairie Star Middle for a bit, and now I am the lucky Leawood Elementary principal here in Leawood. So I'm thrilled to be here. I can't tell you the excitement and fun that we've had starting this school year. The first day, walking in and seeing everyone's smiles and just being able to have our popsicle pop in and have our family and our communities back at our school has been such a welcoming, wonderful way to get the school started, and having our parents back up to volunteer and to be in our lunchroom. It feels good in Blue Valley.
Thanks, Jenny. How about Miss Courtney Domoney?
Hi, thank you for having me today. My name is Courtney Domoney. I am the proud principal at Oxford Middle School, and I have also been in Blue Valley for what blows my mind is a really long time, ever since 2005. I was a French teacher, very first at Prairie Star Middle and then Blue Valley West High School. And then as an administrator, have had an opportunity to be an assistant principal at Leawood Middle and Oxford as well. And this is my fourth year as principal at Oxford. I would echo what Jenny said. It's kind of refreshingly normal how this school year has gone. We are able to have all of the activities that we tried to figure out in the last few years. How could we do those? And now it's just a football game. It's the excitement of all of the different clubs and activities that we have. Our fall play is getting ready to take place. We're having concerts, and kids are, going through the halls through their 8 periods of their school day. Each and every day, we're having the spirit weeks and just really embracing all the fun that comes when you get to middle school and get to make those connections. Having our parents be in the building for back to school night and conferences just a few weeks ago, I feel like the partnership that we are creating now is what we really tried hard to do in the last few years, but we're able to really get back to that and work with our parents and our students. And it's just been a great start so far.
Thanks, Courtney. And finally, Dr. Tyler Alexander.
Hello, I'm Tyler Alexander. This is my 13th year in Blue Valley. My whole career has been in Blue Valley. I'm a first-year principal at Blue Valley Southwest High School. I was a former teacher at Southwest when the building opened, and spent 6 years as an administrator at Northwest before coming back last year to Southwest. So as a new first-year principal, I've tried to capitalize on the momentum of coming out of COVID and finding excitement in all the little things that maybe we used to do, or new twists on traditions, and try to build that excitement as we started school year. And so far, it's been great. The energy and excitement around the building community, super strong, and just kind of building off of itself. And it's really getting going right now, and it's fun to see the progress.
Great. We are already in the last week of this first quarter. And you guys have talked a little bit about how the year has gotten off to a good start. But Courtney, what do you do in a middle school to build that positive culture within your building?
I think it starts at the beginning of every school day. Something that I like to do, and my staff does as well, is we are present in our hallways, and for me out front, seeing all of our kiddos come in the building, waving at parents as they drop their students off, or as kids walk up, seeing our students that ride the bus come off. And so just starting the day with the intention to be there. And I think presence is a really important way to lead and to make that culture be positive. Our staff members, again, like I said, are in the hall, but just throughout the day being there, finding teachers inviting you in and seeing if they have a great lab going on. Today I was in 7th grade science, and they're learning about the human body system, and I stuck my hand in the ice water. But being out and about as much as possible, being in the lunchroom and just seeing the kids really allows us to get to know them in different ways throughout the day, seeing who's having a great day, who's struggling, finding out what supports we can do. But I think, spirit weeks are a great way to increase your spirit, but really it's just that celebrating the little things. I think Tyler said just a little bit ago, by being out and about in your building as much as possible and working with your co-administrators if you have them to make sure that we're there to support in any different way that comes up throughout the day.
Tyler, what about high school? What do we do at high school to make sure we have that positive culture?
I think one of the unique things at the high school level is obviously the amount of activities and athletic events that we have. So we started early on trying to reignite the school spirit of what it means to be a Timberwolf and what we're about at Southwest and how that translates into being in an activity and being a supporter. So we've done lots of different themes for our games. We've really tried to encourage students to attend. Even silly things like my athletic director and myself have been doing push-ups with some of our students when we score touchdowns, at least to the number that I'm able to do them. And then I bow out, I pretend to be busy at that point. But just being engaged in those, cheering for our teams, obviously, and as others will say, being visible in the building, making those connections in the classroom, and then seeing them during the lunchroom and just being out and about. And for us as a bigger school, trying to just get staff going and excited about that stuff too. And just making sure that they know that it's okay to be goofy. We're here for lots of reasons, and having fun and making those relationships is a huge part of it. So just trying to do some of that stuff on a bigger scale.
There's nothing like the look on a child's face when they see their principal doing push-ups, because to see us in the light of, a normal person who does everyday things, it's always fun.
Yeah. And Tyler, what's your hashtag this year? Protect
the pack.
Yeah. Everybody should search Twitter for that. Protect the pack.
Protect the pack. I'm going to look for that.
Okay, Jenny, what are we doing at elementary to build that positive culture?
So I agree with what they said. They both have nailed it on the head, being present, calling children by their names, making that contact. And for me, I've got children the same age as the children in my school. So when you're at the football field and you're seeing, the other kids playing football or out at soccer, and it's really neat to say, hey, good to see you. But for me, it starts the first time anybody comes to interview for a position with me, whether it be a para, a teacher, a front office, library, anybody that's going to interact with children. I kind of like to see where the chemistry's at to make sure that you are putting into this job what I feel is important. And I think we build our own culture in our building. So if I'm going to be a positive outlook person and always trying to be as happy and positive as I can be, then I want everyone in my building to match that. So we talk a lot about family and how important it is for them to take care of their family, whatever that is, whether it be their dog that they take care of, if it's their mother that they're taking care of. But I need them to know that you take care of your people. So when you're here with me, you can do your best job at taking care of the people in this building. And I have really found that when you're sincere about that, you really get their full all when they're in front of the children. And that's just the most important part. And who doesn't want a teacher that's smiley and happy and excited to be there?
Oh, I couldn't agree with you more. We have an amazing community in Blue Valley, and we just had parent-teacher conferences, as somebody mentioned earlier. And so that was one way that parents could be involved. How can we, or what would be your recommendation for parents to get involved and to help to build that positive culture within your building? So Tyler, do you want to start us off?
Yeah. So through my transition of kind of being the new principal, I've really focused on spending time with our PTO and getting to know them and kind of what's that relationship look like, and exploring how I can support their work and vice versa. And then we also have a really impactful group called Fathers Club that we're looking for opportunities to get involved outside of what they've done in the past. And again, transitioning out of a new phase past COVID, they really wanted to focus on getting back in. So we've looked at opportunities to get them going in different ways. So we've invited them in to do like some lawn game activities. And when we did a barbecue lunch, they supported us in a staff barbecue. And so just trying to be transparent, keep that communication open, and look for opportunities, because every time those adults are supporting us, it just helps kind of bridge that connection from school and home and vice versa. So that's been a successful part so far this year. Great.
Jenny, what about at elementary?
In elementary, I think it starts at the beginning of the day when we've got our music pumping outside at the car lane, when I've got, all of our para educators out there helping us welcome our kids into the building to start a great day, greeting the parents when they're here. Tyler talked about PTO. Our PTO is fantastic. But what I want to give a shout out to is where we really need support this year is our paras, is our lunchroom. You walk in Leawood Elementary, you're going to see so many familiar faces because it's our parents who have stepped up and are in here helping us day after day. So there's all sorts of opportunities for parents to volunteer. They can sign up and get a job and work with us. But really, they have done so much. And I am so grateful for our families that are helping to support us that way. We had a fall festival. We started it last year, and it started because we couldn't do some of the things from COVID with our restrictions, but it's turned into our favorite activity that we do. So we had, I would say, probably 60% of our families in attendance. And we had food trucks and a cakewalk and, just good old fun, old fashioned things. So just finding the fun that we have found and really cashing in on that. So grateful for our families.
And Courtney, what about you?
I think at the middle school level, historically, families have been very involved in elementary school. There's a lot of family community events. And then in high school, there's so many activities that take place in the evenings that really are a great place for communities to meet. So that's something that I've worked really hard with our PTO at Oxford. I would agree. It's an amazing group of parent volunteers. We actually meet in the evenings because a lot of our parents that want to volunteer are work during the school day. And so we've worked really hard to create events that invite our families in. We have a family literacy night, an open PTO forum really generated some interest for us, but trying to get more input from families. Our PTO has recruited back to the elementaries and thought, we know that families want to be a part of it. And we've really tried to say, we want you still at middle school. This is the time. This is not the time to let your foot off the gas pedal. Our kids, are growing and changing so much during these 3 years. And so I know all of our schools send out newsletters on Fridays as well, but that is a way for families to, I think, to take a look and see what are some of those opportunities. And we do rely heavily on our PTO to say, please come. We've got in the fall so many activities happening, and we usually are announcing, don't forget about this upcoming fall play. We would love to see families, even if your student's not in the production, come and support friends and things like that. So middle school is definitely a time that we want our families involved, and we've worked hard to communicate that there are options out there. We're getting ready to have an e-safety night at our school in November, inviting families in to learn about how to kind of navigate social media in the middle school years. So working hard to partner with our families for sure is important.
Well, I hope that everybody who has been listening to this has heard loud and clear that we want our communities to be a part of our schools. That's what builds that positive school culture. We have rockstar employees working in our buildings. We have amazing children who come to us each and every day, but we want and need our parent community as well. And I want to reiterate what Jenny Hayes said. If you are looking for a volunteer opportunity or you want a job, most every one of our schools would have something available where you get to work with these amazing kids each and every day. So we've had a great first quarter. I am confident that we will continue on in this trend, and the school spirit is really off the charts in every single building that I go into. So I want to thank my guests today, Jenny Hayes, Courtney Domoney, and Tyler Alexander. And thank you for being here today, but also thank you for everything you do for the positive cultures within your building. And Blue Valley community, until next time, have a good day.